How they packed. We made a list of the things to be taken, and a pretty lengthy one it was before we parted that evening. The next day, which was Friday, we got them all together and met in the evening to pack. We got a big bag for the clothes and a couple of hampers for the food stuff and the cooking utensils. We moved the table up against the window, piled everything in a heap in the middle of the floor, and sat round and looked at it. I said I'd pack. I rather pride myself on my packing. They fell into the suggestion with a readiness that had something uncanny about it. George spread himself over the easy chair, and Harris cocked his legs on the table. Their taking it in the way they did irritated me. However, I did not say anything, but started the packing. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be. But I got the bag finished at last, and I sat on it and strapped it. "Aren't you going to put the boots in?" said Harris. I opened the bag and packed the boots in, and then, just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. Had I packed my toothbrush? Of course I had to turn out everything now. I rummaged the things up into much the same state that they must have been before the world was created. Then I found it inside a boot. I repacked once more, and I slammed the bag and strapped it, and found that I had packed a pouch in it and had to reopen it. It got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. Harris said that we should be wanting to start in less than 12 hours' time, and thought that he and George had better do the rest. They started with breaking a cup. Then Harris packed the strawberry jam on top of a tomato and squashed it, and they had to pick out the tomato with a teaspoon. And then it was George's turn, and he trod on the butter. I didn't say anything, but I came over and sat on the edge of the table and watched them. It made them nervous and excited, and they packed the pies at the bottom and put heavy things on top and smashed the pies in. They upset salt over everything, and as for the butter, they tried to put it in the kettle. It wouldn't go in, and what was in wouldn't come out. They did scrape it out at last and put it down on a chair, and Harris sat on it, and it stuck to him, and they went looking for it all over the room. Then George got round at the back of Harris and saw it, and they got it off and packed it in the teapot. Montmorency was in it all, of course. He came and sat down on things, just when they were to be packed. Harris said I encouraged him. I didn't encourage him. The packing was done at 12:50, and Harris sat on the big hamper, and said he hoped nothing would be found broken. We were all ready for bed. Harris was to sleep with us that night, and we went upstairs.